Games Done Quick, the ultimate speedrunning charity event. A place where the best speedrunners in the world can show off their skills. I'm lucky enough to have been around GDQ since its inception and have performed over 20 runs across 10 years. Some of them pretty good, others not so much. This list focuses on the good stuff. My top 10 moments at GDQ. Enjoy. Number 10. Classic Games Done Quick, the original GDQ Marathon. Classic Games Done Quick was the first ever speedrun charity marathon. Born from Speed Demo's archive, an internet forum where speedrunners gathered to post their best runs and discuss strategy, the idea to put on a speedrun event came up and forum goers loved it. So, in January of 2010, several speedrunners got together for the inaugural Games Done Quick event. I was one of 20-some speedrunners attending, and I ran Double Dragon 2 The Revenge. Despite it being my first time playing on a live stream and playing in front of some of my speedrun heroes, my run was really good, coming in just over 30 seconds off the world record. I was also inspired to start speedrunning another game that might have a few spots on this list. Number 9. Mashing to Catch J-Man, AGDQ 2012. In the early days of Ninja Gaiden speedrunning, a technique was discovered called sword canceling that allowed you to swing your sword in midair multiple times if you pressed down after each swing. This meant you could get 2 sword slashes in per jump instead of just 1. However, I found a mashing technique that would allow me to get up to 6 sword slashes per jump. After a very back and forth race, Ultra J-Man led by under 10 seconds heading into the final boss rush. But then, for the first time ever on a live stage, I unleashed my sword mashing technique. J-Man was stunned when I caught up to him, and I would go on to win the race.
And he gets all of his life restored for the boss gun. Yeah. And Sinister1 is positioning his finger for a quick kill.
No way. Oh man, why are you doing this to me? Oh my
god.
Oh my god, come on!
Number 8. It all comes down to Starbase, SGDQ 2014. Mike Uyama was the head organizer of Games Done Quick, but in the early days of speedrunning, many don't know he was also one of the strongest runners and held many world records. I would face off with him at SGDQ 2014 in a race of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 Turtles in Time, a game which he had dominated for many years before I beat his record. We both played well, and the race was extremely close going into the final stage, Starbase, where the outcome would be determined. Starbase is the longest stage, and I slowly made up ground before eventually catching and passing Mike. We arrived at the Krang boss fight separated by only a few seconds, and luck could determine who would win. We both got the exact same Krang luck, and while I capitalized, Mike lost track of his health and took an unintentional death, which ensured my victory.
Yeah, that's... Nice.
Oh, I didn't have special.
Yeah, so effectively, they both got perfect luck, but Mike did not have the health to capitalize.
Time. This is terrible shredder luck. Time.
Number 7. Sub 10, AGDQ 2014. As huge underdogs going into a race of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers against world record holders Cypher and Blecky, my teammate Fiesel and I had a simple goal. Put on a good show and don't get blown out. Little did we know we would go on to have the run of our lives, coming within a mere 7 seconds of our personal best and getting only our second run under 10 minutes. The upset victory was a moment I will never forget.
Get ready for time.
Time. Time.
9:57.
Time.
10:09.
Good race.
While I never got to play with Feasel again, I did find a new co-op Rescue Rangers partner in General Andrews many years later. We managed to get world records in the game that cleared the very high bar Cypher and Blecky had set all those years ago. Number 6, Bald Bull Surprise, AGDQ 2013. After losing to Bald Bull during my blindfolded attempt at AGDQ 2012, I was out for revenge the following year. I got off to a great start with 2 quick knockdowns, but then Bull unleashed on me for 2 quick knockdowns of his own, including one using his patented bull charge. He was just about to do his second bull charge at the 2-minute and 30-second mark of the round, but instead, it went down like this. When I threw the punch, I thought it would be blocked, so I was shocked that it landed. I didn't fully understand how it worked, but I was thrilled to get the victory. Number 5, Deathless Ninja Gaiden 2 Race, AGDQ 2013. Ninja Gaiden 2 is a particularly punishing speedrun with almost no room for error. The execution is extremely tight and there are pitfalls everywhere. At a live event, where you only get one try and there is pressure to perform, a clean run is very unlikely, even for the best players. After running the game for only a few months, Duckfist and I would take on the challenge. We both started out strong and had very consistent execution throughout the race. It would come down to the insanely difficult Act 7, where Duckfist pulled ahead through stellar gameplay and finished with an incredible sub-11-minute time. While I couldn't quite match Duckfist, I was able to keep it close, finishing the game deathless and beating the Speed Demos archive run of 11:21 at the time.
All right, get ready for time.
Yep.
Time.
10:58.
Oh my god.
Nice. Nice job. Well done.
No deaths in the race.
Yeah, no deaths in a race.
There it was.
Definitely a good race.
Wow.
Okay, so we both just beat the SDA run right now.
Sub 11. Yeah, sub 11.
Number 4, Beating Funk Doc, SGDQ 2013. Josh the Funk Doc was a top speedrunner of his era who held world records in many NES classics, including Batman. He had beaten me earlier that year in our Batman race at AGDQ 2013, and I was looking to even the score. As the race began, I took an early lead, but Funk Doc chased me relentlessly and kept it very close throughout. This was definitely the most intense race I have been in, and my heart rate was sky high from start to finish. Toward the end of the race, we arrived at the final bosses just a few seconds apart, and it was anyone's to win. Get ready for time. Time. Despite my nerves, I closed out the victory, putting down Firebug and Joker with clean execution. It was a stellar run that was only 15 seconds off my personal best and good enough to top Funk Doc. Still waiting on that tiebreaker matchup, though. Honorable mention, Ninja Gaiden Relay Race AGDQ 2015. What's more fun and exciting than a race? A relay race! In 2014, the competition in all 3 Ninja Gaiden games for the NES was heating up, and I wanted all that excellence to be showcased on the big stage at AGDQ. While I didn't play in the relay race, I organized it for the event and did commentary with Duckfist. It was the very first relay race ever done at GDQ, and I'm very proud that it spawned over 10 more in the years that followed. Oh yeah, and the race was pretty good too.
Platforming's done, both players moving into the final boss.
1 second apart.
And first form down for both players.
Wow. This is incredible.
Rich with slightly lower Nimpo. He's going to only want to use exactly 1 invincible fire wheel during this first form, but I don't think it'll be a problem for him. Crack Attack taking the kill a little bit earlier. Moving into the final form of the final boss. Now they want to use invincible fire wheel right away to destroy this the head section of the final boss. It takes quick work of them. Both players having at least 1 shot though. So we'll see this come down to the wire here, guys.
16 hits away. Who's going to get there first?
And Rich with the kill
So
first.
second.
Followed by Rich. He takes it by 1 second, less than a second. This has been an incredible race here at AGDQ 2015.
Number 3, up on 9, AGDQ 2014. After a brilliant and surprising run that made it all the way to the end of the game, I found myself battling Super Macho Man. He wasn't pulling any punches and knocked me down just past the midpoint of round 1. Caught up in the moment, I took a huge risk and attempted to get up on a 9 count, which would guarantee me a full health refill and was my only shot at being able to beat Macho in round 1. If I failed to get up on exactly 9, it would be a loss that sent me back 2 fights, essentially ending what had been my greatest GDQ run. But sometimes, you just gotta go for it.
All right, I did that to get all my health back. Now he's going to get a lower refill.
Number 2, Frame Perfect Star, AGDQ 2016. After years of blindfolded punch-out runs at GDQ, a race against Zallard 1 at AGDQ 2016 would likely be my last chance to finally beat Mike Tyson. After an exciting back-and-forth race against Zallard 1, we were both facing off against Tyson. Zallard cruised to victory, but I found myself in a desperate position nearing the end of round 2. I knew there was only one way out, trying for a frame-perfect star. Something I had not even practiced because of how absurd it was. Out of options, and knowing it was nearly impossible to defeat Tyson in round 3, I went for the frame-perfect star. And nailed it.
Able to take advantage of the blinking pattern, yeah, he skipped through it.
Yeah.
At the same time, with the amount of health Tyson has,
That stings. He could still round 2, but the likelihood has gone down immensely now. Luckily, Sinister got a solid refill, so Tyson should be fairly low, but this is going to be close if he can get it done in round 2.
Actually, the nice thing about getting knocked down in Tyson is they have an immediate buffer for a star afterwards.
Exactly.
So it's easy to get right back in the game. I'm pretty sure Sinister might have sat on that one if he knew where the health bar was at, but hey, blindfolded, so...
Unfortunately, Tyson got a very strong refill, so this is going to be a tough round 2 here. I'm not actually sure if there's enough time anymore.
Well, there's another blinking pattern which he just skipped over, unfortunately, so it's going to be really tight.
Even Zallard was shocked that I pulled this off. I quickly finished Tyson with the star punch and was ecstatic to have finally gotten closure on my blindfolded punch-out career. Or so I thought.
Got the star, put him down.
There we go. Give it up!
Number 1. 2 players, 1 controller blindfolded, AGDQ 2020. It turns out there would in fact be one more blindfolded punch-out run after AGDQ 2016. This time, it was a 2-player, 1 controller challenge with me on the buttons and Zallard 1 on the D-pad. We had very limited practice leading up to the event and were unsure if we could beat the game. We only completed 1 run and had to use passwords to rematch both Super Macho Man and Mike Tyson. But shockingly, when it came time to get on that GDQ stage, something came over us and we absolutely destroyed the game, going 14-0 while beating our previous best by nearly 15 minutes. Closing out my GDQ speedrunning career at the 10-year anniversary event with my good friend on this epic run is something that I will never forget.
Now, worth noting is we are past the blinking pattern Tyson goes into at 130 and 230. So, but I believe this is intentional. Got a star there. Punch a star. Punch a star. And they didn't think they'd do it.
They didn't think
But
they'd
they
do
did it.
Yeah! Give it up!
Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what your favorite GDQ moment is in the comments. See you next time.